Hello friends, I Devang Prajapati from Upanishad Science Academy Limkheda. Today we are going to start the new chapter. The name of the chapter is Solutions, and this would be the first video of it, in which we are going to study what is solution, types of solutions, how to express the concentration of solution in form of introduction. So let's start it. So before starting the chapter, we'll see the tagline of the chapter, which has been given of the first page. Almost all processes in body occur in some kind of liquid solutions. Means majority of all the chemical processes which are taking place in our body, that is in liquid solution. So that's why we have to study the chapter solution. Now what we are going to see in this particular chapter, specifically in video number 1, that is introduction, the types of solution, and to express the concentration of solution. So let's begin. The first, when word solution is coming in our mind, directly we will think about the liquid word. सॉल्यूशन शब्द जब हमारे माइंड में आएगा, इमीडिएटली आवर ब्रेन विल थिंक अबाउट द लिक्विड सॉल्यूशन. बट ऑलवेज इट इज़ नॉट सो. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि सॉल्यूशन विल बी इन ओनली वन स्टेट. देयर आर सॉलिड सॉल्यूशन ऑल्सो available, in liquid also it is available, and in gas also it is available. It is not so that only solution available in liquid state. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. ठीक है. Then solution, the word is comprised of two parts. One is called solute and second is called solvent. So here in the photograph you can see that the solvent is filled, but suppose if you have added anything, any solid material into it, then it will be the solute. In a solution whose amount or whose concentration will be lesser, they are known as solute. Again I am speaking in a solution whose concentration will be less is known as solute. उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? solute. Now solvent means what? In a solution whose amount will be more then it is known as an सॉल्वेंट। और ये दोनों वर्ड्स सॉल्यूट एंड सॉल्वेंट का मिक्सर अगर हम करेंगे तो वो बन जाएगा सॉल्यूशन। ओके, जो हमें पढ़ना है। Then in the introductory part, if you'll see, then there are few alloys, कुछ alloys है, उनके एग्जाम्पल दिए गए हमें, जैसे कि the properties of brass, which is a mixture of copper and zinc, German silver, which is a mixture of copper, zinc and nickel, bronze, which is a mixture of copper and tin, कुजनी, ऐसे याद रख सकते। All these alloys, they are having different properties. You cannot say that the brass is having the same property like silver, German silver, or German silver is having the same property like the bronze. All are having the different properties. They are quite different from different, all of this. Okay, so over here there is MCQ, that the question can be asked in this form: German silver is not having which of the following element or the metal? In option A, they will give copper. In option B, they will give zinc. In option C, they will say Ag. And in option D, they will give the option nickel. And the question will be asked: in German silver, which of the following metal will not be available? Then obviously we will think about that. See, the silver will be available itself. Why? Because the name is German silver. Okay, and silver we are not going to tick the answer. Out of this A, B and D, we are going to tick any other option. But in German silver, understand that silver is not present. तो ये हमें याद रखना है। Okay. Then the concentration of the fluoride ions, that is F minus 1. If 1 part per million means 1 ppm fluoride ions are present in the water, which are going to help in tooth decaying. Which helps to prevent, 1 ppm concentration, if it is available in the water, then it prevents tooth decaying, helps to prevent tooth decaying, मीन्स दांतों को बिगड़ने से वो अटकाता है 1 ppm concentration, while 1.5 ppm causes the tooth to become malted. 1.5 ppm, whereas the high concentration of fluoride ions can be a poisonous. For example, sodium fluoride, which is NaF, used in rat poison. Sodium fluoride is used in rat poison. So this we have to remember, that is sodium fluoride, NaF. Okay, so this we have to remember, that the amount of concentration, if you vary from 1 ppm to 1.5 ppm, if you increase the more concentration, then how it is going to affect. Lesser concentration is going to help us for the preventing the tooth decay. More concentration, malted, and still more concentration, it can act as an poisonous. So the concentration is too much important for us. Intravenous injection. Intravenous injection. Here you can see this is the vein in which this injection is injected, are always dissolved in water. Intravenous injections are always dissolved in water, which contain salts at a particular ionic concentration that match with the blood plasma concentrations and so on. So it is going to match it with the blood plasma, whatever the intravenous injections are going to be injected. So this is what the introductory parts, and there are few examples. Now in this particular session or in this particular chapter, what we are going to study in this unit will consider mostly the liquid solutions and their formation, the properties of the solutions like vapor pressure and colligative properties. We'll begin with the types of solutions and then various alternatives in which the concentrations of a solute can be expressed in liquid solution. So we are going to study this much in this particular chapter. First, the types of solutions. Basically, if you see, the solutions are the homogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures of two or more than two components. By homogeneous mixture, we mean that its composition and properties are uniform throughout the mixture. So there are two things, one is composition and second their properties will be uniform in case of the homogeneous mixtures. Generally the component that is present in the this already we have talked. Suppose there is a beaker in which the water is filled, in which we are going to add salt or sugar. We are mixing, and then whatever the solution is going to prepare, that is homogeneous. Okay, then over here the salt or sugar is considered to be solute, and the water can act as an solvent. And after getting mixing together all the solute and solvent, it is going to form solution. Okay, in this unit we shall consider only binary solution, only binary solution. Now what is binary solution? Consisting of two components made up of two components. Which is called binary solution. Now here each component, it may be solid, it may be liquid, and it may be in the gaseous state, and which is summarized in the table 2.1, which is too much important for MCQ. Okay, so let's see the table. Types of solution. If you'll see, the particular type of solution, whether it is gaseous, liquid or solid, is dependent on the state of the solvent. You can see over here, if it is solid solution, then the solvent will be in the solid state. Liquid solution, then the solvent will be in the liquid state. Gaseous solution, then the solvent will be in the gaseous form, and then the solute will be gas, liquid, solid, gas, liquid, solid, gas, liquid, solid. You can prepare it invert also, solid, liquid, gas, solid, liquid, gas, solid, liquid, gas. And then the example of gas, in gas is mixture of oxygen and nitrogen, O2 and N2, means air you can call it. Liquid in gas is chloroform mixed with the nitrogen gas. Chloroform is having the formula CHCl3, so remember this, chloroform. Okay, this is anesthetic agent mixed in nitrogen gas. Then solid in gas, camphor in nitrogen gas. This has been asked in several times for MCQ. Gas in liquid, oxygen dissolved in water, liquid in liquid, ethanol. The formula of ethanol is CH3 CH2 OH. This is called ethanol or ethyl alcohol dissolved in water, in liquid. Then solid in liquid, glucose dissolved in water. Just now we have seen the example in the previous slide. Then gas in solid, solution of hydrogen in palladium metal. Then liquid in solid, amalgam of mercury with the sodium, which is called as NaHG. So remember this in MCQ. These also several times they have asked. Then solid in solid, that is copper dissolved in gold. So that is an example of an alloy. Okay, so this particular table is too much important for MCQ, so try to remember this. Now expressing the concentration of solution. The first one, composition of a solution can be described by expressing its concentration qualitatively as well as the quantitatively. Qualitatively मतलब quality check करना, quantitatively मतलब how much, कितना. Okay, so first qualitatively we can say that solution, it may be dilute, means relatively very small quantity of solute, or it may be concentrated, that is relatively very large quantity of solute. solute का amount कम होना तो उनको हम dilute solution बोलते हैं. solute का amount ज़्यादा होना तो उनको हम concentrated form बोलते हैं. Okay, तो ये बात हुई qualitatively. But because of such thing in real life a lot of problem is created. So to solve this problem we have to take the quantitative approach, means in how much amount it has been added. So that is nothing but to express the concentration in terms of quantitative approach. So expressing the concentration of solution, that is the composition of solution can be described by expressing its concentration. The latter can be expressed either quantitatively or qualitatively, and the problem can be sorted out by using the quantity of solute. Okay, now there are several ways by which we can describe the concentration of the solution quantitatively. क्वांटिटेटिवली कंसंट्रेशन को एक्सप्रेस करने के बहुत सारे तरीके हैं, एक एक करके देखते हैं हम. फर्स्ट वन, दैट इज मास परसेंटेज, दैट इज वेट अपॉन वेट इन परसेंटेज. देन द सेकेंड वन, that is volume percentage, that is volume upon volume. Then third one, mass by volume percentage, means weight upon volume by percentage. The next one, ppm, that is parts per million. Then still next, that is mole fraction, mole fraction. In 11th already you have studied this. Then after molarity, which is expressed in capital M. After that, molality, which is expressed in small m. So these are the few ways to express the concentration of solution. The first one, that is mass percentage, then volume percentage, mass by volume percentage, parts per million, mole fraction, molarity, and then molality. Okay, so these are the few ways by which we can express the concentration. Now the first one, that is mass percentage, which is called as in weight by weight in percentage. So the mass percentage of a component of a solution is defined as let's see that mass percent of a component is equal to, in a numerator, mass of the component in solution, upon, in the denominator, total mass of the solution. In numerator also mass of the component in solution, and upon total mass of the solution, and we have to find the percentage, so we have to multiply it with the 100. So this is what the formula to find out the mass percentage, means weight upon weight in percentage. For example, if a solution described by 10% of glucose the chemical formula is C6H12O6, then what does it means? That 10 gram of glucose dissolved in 90 gram of water, resulting in total 100 gram solution. Okay, so the concentration described by mass percentage is commonly used in, where it is used in industrial, chemical applications. For example, we have to remember this for MCQ. Commercial bleaching solution contains 3.62 mass percentage of sodium hypochlorite in water. Okay, so this is what the mass percentage. Now the next way to express the concentration, that is volume percentage, that is volume upon volume in percentage. So the volume percentage is defined as volume percentage of a component is equal to volume of the component upon total volume of solution, and then multiplied with 100 we have to find the percentage. So this is the formula to find out the volume percentage. Before going to the next slide, the students who are new, do like, share and subscribe my channel so that you can get the latest notifications as much as faster. Now for example, for the volume percentage, 10% of ethanol solution in water means, what does it mean? That 10 ml of ethanol is dissolved in water such that the total volume of the solution will become 100 ml. Here you don't have to take directly the 90 ml of water and then mix it with 10 ml of ethanol. You have to make up the volume up to 100 ml by water. Okay, you have to make up the 100 ml by using the water. Don't take directly 90 ml of water or directly 100 ml of water. Just first take 10 ml of ethanol, take little amount of water, mix it properly and then make up the volume up to 100 ml. So it would be the 10% of the ethanol solution. Solution containing liquid are commonly expressed in this unit. For example, 35% volume by volume solution of ethylene glycol and antifreeze. It ethylene glycol and antifreeze which is used in cars for cooling the engine, for cooling the engine. At this concentration, antifreeze lowers the freezing point of water to 255.4 in Kelvin, whereas in case of Celsius it would be minus 17.6 degree on Celsius, 17.6 degree on Celsius minus. Okay, so this is what the volume percentage. Now the next one is mass by volume percentage. So mass by volume percentage can be defined as mass upon volume in percentage is equal to, in numerator, mass of component in the solution and then upon total volume of solution multiplied by 100. So another unit which is commonly used to in medicine and pharmacy is mass by volume in percentage. It is the mass of solute dissolved in 100 ml of the solution. So now this is what the formula of mass upon volume in percentage. Now where it can be used, it is used commonly in medicine and pharmacy. Okay, so these we have to remember. In MCQ it can be asked. So what is the meaning of it? It is mass of solute, dissolved in 100 ml of the solution. So we'll keep till here the particular session. Now in the next session we are going to study the expressing the concentration of solution in different manner, in ppm, in mole fraction, then in molarity, in molality. Along with that we'll solve out the few sums of it. Okay, thank you.